hair, Joe?
Oh, what? What?
Yep.
Wow.
So a viewer sent them to me, man. He was asking if I'd be willing to test them, and he was like, and you can hang on to them, you can give them away, you can do whatever you want when you're done with them. So he sent me a pair, and so I'll probably give them away to patrons or something. But yeah, dude, they're pretty legit. Like, they can't take a lot of power, right? Of course. And they definitely need a crossover if you're going to try to do anything with them. But do you want to see them? Like, what they look like?
I do, man. I was really curious about those because I've been just brag. Oh, I love these. I love them. I have them everywhere, and they're so cheap, right? They're so inexpensive and small. I'm like, I love these speakers.
I've been meaning to send you this picture.
So I'm really happy. So that's an example, right? I really like these speakers. I want to see what they do on the Klippel. But if I knew that they were straight trash, if I were the company, I wouldn't want you to review them.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. So there you go.
Yeah.
This is directly on axis. So this dip through here, I'm still not sure what's causing that.
Okay.
But, for the most part, it's not bad. And the directivity looks pretty decent. But for me, the kicker is 30 degrees. Like, look how more smooth that is. The directivity is a lot more smooth, So I'm going to recommend it. I think it's a great speaker for the price. I think, what is it, like $30 a pair? And right now they don't have them in stock, but you can get the kit, right? Or the 5.1.
When I reviewed the kit, what I said was the surprising thing was the sub.
Yeah.
Because I was not expecting anything from that thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh man, this sub and the speaker. So it's like the combination of inexpensive small speakers and the sub. It's kind of like this is what I think those subwoofer satellite combos were trying to do back in the day.
Yeah, like the Bose stuff back in the day.
Yeah, like they were trying to make them too small so they couldn't cross over really.
Yeah.
But these are pretty big. They're concentric, so they have all of the components to make it a good sounding system.
I think it's going to be it's a great setup for like a smaller home theater too. And they come, you can mount them on the wall with just a little screwdriver, or not a screwdriver.
Everywhere right now.
Yeah, I was like, I listened to them. I was like, all right, they're pretty nice. Like a couple little issues here and there, but when I totaled them out a little bit, I was like, okay, now these are pretty nice. But like I said, not perfect, but
did you listen to them with the sub or no?
No, because the dude didn't send the sub, so I knew that there wasn't going to be much bass.
I think the magic is when you use them with a sub, because when you use them without a sub, and if you really try to you're gonna see the flaws right away, right? Once it starts to try to play bass,
and
you start cranking it up, you're like, oh, okay, I remember those are 4.5 inch. That's not going to do very much in a pretty small enclosure. But once you cross them over, you have to really cross them over, and then use a sub. That's when you're like, oh, okay, all right. I'm curious about the distortion on those though, because that's probably where my
show that to you too. Do you want to see that now, or do you want to wait for the review?
No. Let's just quick preview, because that's where I would expect there to be an issue.
Yeah, there definitely is. The compression is not good, dude. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
It's just cool because these are all things that I can hear, like and things that I would expect. Small speaker, small sealed enclosure.
Let's do this.
And not meant to play loud. So I'm kind of curious to see what the graph shows, because that'll give me a better understanding of what it means. Because I've heard it, I've heard how those sound if I don't put a sub.
Yeah.
And I just play music through them, or Channa sent this MIDI keyboard. If I start playing some of the bass notes, I hear them like, oh, that's not good.
0 degrees, 30. Okay. 0 degrees, 30 degrees. That 30 degrees looks pretty good. That dip, I'm thinking it's some kind of compliance issue. And the reason I say that is because I think that I also saw something pop up in the multi-tone distortion right around there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not 100% sure. I just don't think it's diffraction, because if it were diffraction, it would level off as you go further around the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
You didn't get a chance to test them to see how they, what happens when you put them near a wall? Because a lot of people will put them near a wall.
No, I probably should. Just put them right up next to a wall just to audibly test them. So that's 0, 10, and 30 degrees.
Okay.
Estimated in room. So, possibly sound a little bit bright, but like just a little bit, probably not a lot. Just based off the measurement. And I didn't really have any issues with it in that regard. Okay, so this is 86 decibels, and you're about 3% THD above the mid range or above the mid bass area, and then you're going into, is it like 10 or something like that? I can't remember what negative 20 is. Is it 10 or I think it's 10%. I'd have to double check that. Then if you go up to 96 decibels, it's just a whole lot of harmonic distortion. That looks pretty good. Let's keep going.
Let's see. All right.
Linearity. So this again is on axis. Look at the sensitivity though. 80 decibels. But so I wasn't surprised. But the F3 is like almost dead on at 80 hertz, and that's THX requirement.
Tell me that's not surprising considering the size.
That's not surprising.
No,
it's not surprising considering who made it and the sensitivity. But given the size, you wouldn't expect it to extend that low, right? Like generally, you wouldn't expect it.
I get what you're saying. So you're saying
like
the sensitivity, but overall, it's kind of like one of those things. Like there's a lot of other speakers that don't really do 80 hertz very well, and they're much bigger.
No, yeah, for sure.
So
the cool thing is no resonances, so there's nothing like popping up back here in the back of the speaker, you know. So there's no resonances, and it's good. But this is a compression. All these should be flat. All these lines should be flat with an ideal speaker. There's no compression.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all over the place, man. When I hit it with 102 decibels, I thought I blew it up. I was surprised it still played after that. And then multi-tone.
Did you do the one where you cross it over at 80?
So this is the multi-tone and negative 20. So I think that's 10% THD, or not THD, but 10% distortion. And then if I cross it at 80, it's not a whole lot different. You still got that higher frequency distortion as well. And I wonder too, like how much of this is modulation from the cone, because I've seen something similar in other coaxial type drivers, but it's been not as prominent where it's increased in high frequency, but those other ones were larger mid ranges. So they didn't have to move as much to give the same amount of SPL, if that makes sense. So I wonder how much of that is some kind of modulation. I don't know for sure. And I think that's...
So, that'll be interesting. I'll wait for the full video, because what I would like to do is...
I'm probably going to ask Tim to edit this for me and just send it to me.
Yeah, there you go.
But you can EQ that, you know? Like, you could EQ that dip out if you wanted to. Anyway.
Let's see, where's that dip again on yours?
It's around 1.5 to 1.7, somewhere in that ballpark.
Okay, so
yeah,
let's see here, because this is what I got. Let me see.
Here, I'm gonna this. Okay,
number 6. Let me lower it down. Minus. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, for as small as they are.
Okay, so here, this is what I. Boom.
It's like a seashell.
I said like cut a loaf of bread in half. Something, and the fact that it's rounded too, I like it.
Oh yeah, that's a sweet little speaker.
Let's see. So here's what I had from my old measurement. Let's see here. How's the scale on this? Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's showing up there too then.
Okay, so got that little thing. So this is the in room. I did all. Yeah, here's my. Why is the scale so weird right now? Oh, because I'm not. There we go.
Scale. I don't know, man. You got too much white powder on it.
What's going on here? What?
Powder. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
Well, I didn't even catch the. Never mind. We'll stop.
You know what's interesting about this? Like the more you stretch it out, the more you can kind of cheat with the way it looks.
Yeah,
companies do that.
That's perfect, dude. That looks wonderful. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, no, you need to stay consistent with
something like
aspect
that
ratio, because it gives you a better idea. So yeah, I'm impressed with these still.
Yeah, I was too, man.
And I wish you could hear it with a sub. Do you have any type of sub? Because that's when it's surprising. It's like you're listening to those speakers by themselves, and like nobody should really ever use those by themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to judge a speaker when it's designed not to play low like that.
So
like the Arendal 1961 monitors that I've just finished up testing. The same thing. I mean, they roll off. You're supposed to use them with a subwoofer. So
yeah. Like these, for example, people ask me, can I use it for this and that? Like I'm using them here and I can just, here's the center speaker. I'm touching it. That's the distance that I'm at.
Yeah.
So yeah, this distance, it's fine. I can play them as loud as I need to play them, but I'm touching this one. I'm touching the right speaker. The left, here's a surround speaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's real close in a small room.
Yep.
And so you have to just keep your expectations realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't try to use them in a huge room. It's not for that.
Oh yeah, heck no.
Small room, subs, I think you're good to go.
But
anyway,
that price for the whole 5.1 setup is like $400. I'm like, well, that's a good deal for a subwoofer.
Get 2 of them.
And for the subwoofer and for the 5 speakers, you know, like that's a good deal.
2 of them. You get 2 of those setups, and then you get a 9-channel receiver, and now you've got, you know, a pretty decent for like I'd say a small to medium sized room.
Small to medium, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're using them, Channa, so you know.
Yeah.
Have you ever made them distort by accident?
No,
you didn't play. So yours are actually further than mine are, right?
some of them might be.
Okay.
My surround speakers are like 2 feet away.
Okay. Mono.
Yeah, because you sit at your desk, don't you? Yeah. I sit in the middle of the room, so.
Yeah, those subs I was getting down to like 23, 24 hertz because they have different EQ. They have the THX one, which is the least amount of distortion, and that one's not as low. But then they have a mode there. Here, I have the sub right here. Oh shoot, where is it? Okay, so THX sub EQ one. There we go. SPS micro. Okay. Align SPL. Let me align it to 0. Oh, is that good? Not smart. Okay. Continue. Let me just set this up so it looks decent.
Continue. Oh, what's going on? Okay, so Caesar asks, sorry guys, we can't put anything up on the screen comments wise because it's all messed up. Caesar asks, I've been searching for any updates and news on Disney and DTSX January announcement. That's right, because I was at CES with Elon Osborne, and they said that they were going to do DTSX by way of DTS or something like that. Or IMAX Enhanced by way of DTSX. So has that happened yet? I don't know. I haven't been on Disney Plus in a while. So you tell us. Either. If it hasn't happened, then it hasn't happened. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Here's that sub that goes along with it in that kit. Let's see. You see this? Oh, so yeah. The way I measure this is near field. Mm-hmm. Well, like real close to the cone, basically. I have to get real close to try to minimize the room interaction. So it's not the perfect way to do it. I've already talked about like not being able to take them outside or not wanting to, but this is the response to that Monolith sub, that little 8-inch one.
Yeah.
That comes with it. So you can see they're using a ton of DSP, obviously. So I have it kind of zeroed out here where the peak is. Is that how you do it? Have it 0 dB right here, and then I'm looking at -3.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but here's the interesting thing. That's inexpensive, right? I think you can get that sub for like 200 something bucks sometimes.
Yeah.
Here's that SVS 3000 micro. That's I think $800 or $900, $800 maybe, right? That's that one.
Huh.
Because it's also small, dual 8-inch.
Yeah.
But a tiny sealed enclosure.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting deeper bass response from that little Monolith. I don't even know what it's called. It's an 8-inch ported. Don't get the monoprice one though. So somebody's asking about the monoprice 8-inch. They have some 8-inch monoprice ones. I've never tested them, and I don't know if I would recommend them.
So that's the Monolith THX certified 8-inch power. So I'm trying to find that exact subwoofer.
Yeah, I have 3 of them. So I have one right here, and I have 2 of them in my living room And anybody here
Show
who has
off.
yeah.
I got 3 subwoofers right here. And 2 of them in my living
Showing off.
room.
I'm not sure. This is what we do.
I'm just
Cause
So
oh shoot.
some of these folks here I know have some, and they're just like those little subs are pretty crazy. But yeah, definitely Monolith THX 8, not the mono price ones.
got
And the interesting thing is that the power is not even high on them. Pretty low power. So anyway, I've already made videos on those. I've pimped those out all crazy. So it's good to see that somebody is reviewing them. It's not me, and who has good equipment to say whether what I'm saying is true or not.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't catch the show, we do have an audio version at anchor.fm/daily HiFi. So make sure to go on over there if you like to listen to the show.